Alrighty, Roo, and cuckoo choo to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. I'm just going to try to make this as quick as possible so I can continue on with the game, because otherwise I'll waste my whole fucking time not actually playing. I did look up the thing on Snopes, just to see. And it looks like they changed in the time that has passed since this happened long in the past. Basically a whole ass another life for me, because I live another life every day. Every day is a new life. But I've lived so many different whatever. Not important. What's important is Snopes changed their mind from it was completely untrue and false, and I want to verify and specify that it was about a particular meme. It was about a particular picture, an image that said, the United States government deliberately poisoned and killed like over 10,000 people or something like that between this time and this time, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, at the time, it was like, that's false, blah, 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 it said that thing. And that's what this person was stating and quoting and stuff. That has since been changed because it was inaccurate then, and it's still inaccurate now, but they're very much focusing on the specifics of it. The time from when it began and it ended, the number, and then the intent of they deliberately did this is the number that happened, and then blah, 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 blah. Like, it's sort of like, okay, well, we said no, and we can't go back on our no, even if that's wrong. So we decided to make it mixed results, and the reality is it's still not correct. It's still not accurate, but it's somewhat accurate when it comes to specifics of that individual meme, that specific picture. They're like, actually, it started sooner than that and lasted longer. But it wasn't deliberately intentional to kill people. It was to make the alcohol, it was to curb the desire for people to steal the alcohol and to make it unpalatable. However, they do mention that they just, gangsters and people just had their own chemists and stuff sort of like change it. They would just refine it into usable again or something. I didn't really read that part too much. It's not that important. It doesn't really matter to me. They added something to it, wood alcohol or ethanol or whatever, to make it unpalatable according to Snopes, and probably the official government standpoint, at least according to Snopes. But I think actually it's been sort of just accepted. Like, there's government documents that have been leaked or something that are just like, no, they were like that. But the stance on Snopes is that it was just supposed to make it unappetizing, that it would taste so bad no one would drink it. Not that it didn't matter that they could mess around with it or whatever. It was supposed to make it so they wouldn't steal it effectively. It seems to be the case. But they knew that people might still drink it anyway, and that you could water it down, you could do other stuff with it, and they just didn't care that it would still basically be poison. And that's it. It's like, it wasn't intentional to kill people, but people did die. There were many deaths. And one thing that Snopes also mentions, but goes out of their way to, they mention, but they're like, but it doesn't mean that they intended to kill anybody. It's that they, at the people of the time, the government at the time, this was not in the article. I want to say Harry J. Anslinger, just because I've heard of him from other things, and he was such a fucking douche. But it may not be him. I think he was part of the whole prohibition thing, and maybe a super huge douche, but I don't think it was, I don't know if it was him, because I don't remember well enough to say that. It's just, that's a name that like, oh, I fucking remember that fucking punk ass that ruined a bunch of shit for a bunch of people. I think he had something to do with it, but I'm not positive. So that's not fact. I didn't look it up. I don't care enough. I'm not going to waste any more time on it. I spent enough. They were willing to do that, knowing that alcohol and the effects of alcohol, like alcohol, you take a pill, you take your medication, it says do not take it with alcohol or whatever. It affects your body, and it enhances things. It affects your liver, affects the way your body processes other chemicals. And that's why people like to smoke while they drink, because it enhances it, and blah, 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 whatever. All that stuff. That's a very well-known fact. It was a well-known fact then. They knew that even if it was watered down, it could still be poisonous, and that if it was stolen, people would still just water it down or do this or that, add it to, sarsaparilla or whatever, and make it more potable, so it'd just be like, ooh, a little, not so great tasting, but it wouldn't be so bad, and they could still have the negative effects of those two type of alcohols. One is, alcohol is actually just even imbibable alcohols is actually poison for the body, but it's a fun poison as opposed to a not fun fucking poison. Okay? That's just the reality of it. Real talk. And those two things would enhance each other, and it could lead to death. And they were straight up we do not feel bad about anybody who doesn't follow the laws. They're fucking stupid. They deserve to die. Basically, that's me paraphrasing just to make it quick. That was the government's basic official position. We said don't do it. If you do it, it's your own fault. And that's sort of a threat. That's sort of a deliberate intent, in my opinion. But their standpoint is it was supposed to make it taste bad, and that doesn't mean intent. But the reality is this. That doesn't stand up in a general court case. I'm not a fucking lawyer. I don't know that shit. The reality is, if I were a lawyer, I'd be like, so your point is, you're trying to say that you don't intend to kill people. It wasn't your intent. But you didn't care if you did, and you were perfectly okay if you did. That's their stance, and it's but we didn't intend to. So we didn't, that's not, we didn't do that deliberately. We weren't trying to poison people. We were trying to discourage them by making it unappetizing and knowing all these other things that we know, and just being well, then they deserve it. To me, that's at the very least still manslaughter or something. It's the same as were someone to just go into a crowded area and start firing a gun straight up into the air. The bullets aren't shot at a person. You could sit there and you could just mow people down. If your intent was to kill people, you could just spin around and with a gun and just be like, ha 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 ha, I'm a crazy person killing people, or whatever, right? That would be intent to kill people, right? But if you fire them straight in the air, knowing that those bullets have to go up and what goes up must come down, those bullets are actually less lethal, if I recall correctly. I looked it up, and they're still dangerous, obviously. I don't think they're as dangerous just because the reality of physics. But they do still have a weight. They still reach their own terminal velocity, and they can, and people do die. They are, I think, less lethal, but they can still cause injury and kill people. Don't fucking fire bullets in the fucking air. People still do this. It happens in a lot of places. It's weird. Why do people do this? I don't know. It's a thing. But people do it and they shouldn't. Yeehaw and what in tarnation and all that shit. But the bullets, I think, are actually less lethal than if they were just pointed at somebody. But I think it's it depends on the distance that you're pointing at. It's and the caliber and a lot of things. In general, it seems like they're less lethal. And also, you could say that, again, it leans on the not intent thing. You didn't intend to kill anybody. You just shot in the fucking air, right? You just intend to shoot a bullet in the air. But if you do that in a crowded space, or just at all, you're still kind of responsible for the outcome, aren't you? In a legal sense. To some degree, physics. And even if you don't, the law doesn't really care. It's still your fault. Somebody dies, that's still you. Doesn't matter if you intended it. You still fucking killed somebody, or injured them, or did whatever. And it's the same thing. Did you deliberately kill somebody? No, but you obviously didn't give a fuck if you fucking killed them. You put yourself in that position, and you didn't care about anybody else. Technically, you kind of put yourself in that position in the bullet thing, but the point is, I feel like the law would be like, at the very least, this is still manslaughter. And to me, it still seems deliberate. Because it's the difference in this scenario of a human being being like, I'm gonna fire off a bullet, I'm gonna fire off a gun into the sky, straight up. And they're alone in the middle of nowhere. The only person that's really likely to be injured is, if they're really so far away from anybody that the bullet has no chance of getting to anyone, just them, is them. That is, you know, like, that's a Darwinism, Darwin Award sort of shit, like accidental suicide or, whatever. That sort of shit happens. Whatever. That's on you. But if you do that in a crowded space, that's you not giving a fuck about somebody, which becomes a second, like, I don't know the degrees or whatever, but that's definitely a different thing. And the government didn't give a fuck if they killed people. And they knew that they could, and they did it anyway. And they also showed no remorse for it, and actually said that the people who died from it deserved to. That they were stupid, they should have followed the law, the law is the law. Because that was the official standpoint. And laws have changed. The laws at that time were whatever they are. Again, it's prohibition. Stupid laws. Stupid idea. Didn't work, obviously. You just created the mafia. You just did all that. Good on you. Wow. Awesome. Congratulations. Utter failure in every possible way. But you did also kill a bunch of people, and you didn't care if they died, and you showed no remorse for it, and I feel like that says a lot. You didn't care if people died. You were willing to kill them. That may not, you didn't point the gun at them, but you pointed the gun in the air. And if they got hit, they got hit. So to me, that's it. Snopes has changed their thing. They made it more like a mixed thing, and they're very specific about the individual thing, about the meme itself, as opposed to talking about the greater issue. They do admit some things, but they're very passive about it. And I just wanted to point that out, that I don't want to be right about this. I'd rather the government not fucking poison people. But there's so many quote-unquote conspiracy theories that have not been theories. They were real. Just because it's not confirmed at the time doesn't mean it didn't happen and the government didn't do it. Doesn't mean it's a conspiracy, a theory. It's a real thing that hasn't been confirmed. Sometimes. And there's countless that have been, you can watch Mojo, top 10 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. They gave black people fucking, what was it? Like some disease. I think it's an STD or something. They did a bunch of shit. They did all sorts of fucking bullshit, man. And it's like, oh, well, that was like 40 years ago or something. So those people are gone or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, my point is, my disagreement with this individual was that they said they stood stalwart by their point that didn't happen. It was wrong because of Snopes. Snopes has since changed his mind and said, well, let's try to keep to the technicalities of the individual specifics of this exactly worded picture and go on from there and try to stick to that so that we can hold our point to some degree and be as accurate about that, because we were wrong and we have to just edit and try to make this work. The reality is, the government fucking killed people. Fucking killed people during Prohibition because they drank alcohol. They're trying to defend the intent aspect of it, but that doesn't matter. I don't think, again, I don't know the law. I think it would still be at the very least, like, some degree of manslaughter. I don't know if first degree is worse or second degree is worse. To me, it seems like it would be like worse if it's like second or third, but I think it's actually the opposite, where it's like first degree is like worse. Second degree is like you're further separated from it. If I recall correctly, I am not a lawyer. I'm just saying. Boom. Wrong. This person will never hear this. It's not important. They don't care. And chances are, if they do, which they won't, they've probably already seen the error of that particular aspect, and they just think I'm being stupid for caring about all these years later, because it doesn't matter. And I don't even know why it popped in my head. I was talking about moonshine, and that's the way my brain works. It reminded me of somebody, like, because that's just how my ADHD fucking brain do be. That's how it is. But there you go. Just no one fucking cares. No one's watching this. It doesn't matter. They're never gonna see it. It just won't get a view. If it gets a view, it'll probably be me or fucking bot or something. My point is, I don't care about being right, but accuracy is important. I was right then, and I'm right now. And I don't want to be right about this. But what I want isn't what it is. Facts and reality and history aren't based on what I want. I don't want that. It is what it is. Snopes just got, to me, like, my thing was like, well, let's see how accurate is Snopes. Like, by looking up that exact same thing and seeing how they're like, let's hyper focus on this particular aspect of the thing, and not like, let's just like focus just on the square and not the actual thing, and defend our position that we made before, where we said no, and now we're saying it's kind of right and kind of wrong. And it's like, it's kind of wrong because it's actually worse. And then you want to be like, well, it wasn't deliberate. And then I'm debating that. I'm sure in like another fucking 5 years, if everything continues on, they'll be like, okay, actually, we changed our mind. Like, nah, fam. Like, modern law would say that was pretty obvious, that they did it deliberately, and there's people who died on their deathbed being like, I'm sorry. Prohibition was dumb. We killed thousands of people on purpose. We were ordered to. I just did my job, and I feel bad about it. The saddest thing is, some of us would just steal some of the barrels of the alcohol, and then we would drink it ourselves before poisoning it for everybody else. And that's some shit that somebody's probably already said. Moving on, because again, that was like, back then, like, they probably wouldn't be alive. There'd be like somebody like, oh no, I left a memoir, and I didn't want them to produce it till some events to try to help people to not be stupid. Moving on, playing the game. Now I did the thing, I feel okay. I get all anxious about these things that are so annoying. I don't want to be right. It's not, being right doesn't make me feel good. Its accuracy is important and meaningful. Hey, there's a page over here. And it really bothers me that so many people who are wrong about so much, that is it called the Dunning-Kruger effect or something, where stupid people think that they're smarter than they actually are, and that just drives me nuts. Like, because there's so many more of them that's something you can't avoid. You cannot avoid that stupid people exist. Oh, that's moving quite a bit. Why is it moving so much? There's just so many of them. Oh, yep, this is why I wanted to come over here. Please don't let me get killed by a bear for getting this stupid fucking thermos. I don't even have a lot of bullets. You got any bullets for me, buddy? Dates from 1846, so the year of the Oregon Treaty. This tree ring was cut from this tree ring was cut from started. Okay, that's not me. this tree ring was cut from, started growing in 1846. Okay, that's just not proper English. That's not me. Okay. The year the Oregon Treaty was signed. Other notable events marked the rings. 1853, Washington Territory was formed. I'm not going to go through that. The founding of the Bright Falls mining town of Washington grounded statehood. Tree damaged in a forest fire. Bright Falls Mining Co. closed its doors after a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake. Okay, that actually seems to have something to do with the whole island thing. Mount St. Helens erupts, and the tree is felled by a storm. Cool. And there's some stuff. And it's all wiggly. I just feel like accuracy is important. Like, often I'll go back and look at stuff, and sometimes I forget to look it up, and sometimes I do look it up, and I forget to bring it up in future, like, videos. Again, nobody is actually listening. Nobody actually cares. I care for the simple fact of I would be more than happy to have people say that is not accurate in the comments if anybody was actually listening or cared. Because I'd rather have that truth be out. The truth is more important than what I remember, think, or whatever. I'd rather be accurate. And I just remember, sadly, a lot of times that I've, like, looked up stuff and just forgotten to say something about it later. Not because I was ashamed or felt bad about it. I just looked it up randomly when I wasn't even making a video or forgot to bring it up. Don't cause me problems, guys. Is there a problem? We got a problem? This is not a checkpoint. Great. Cool. Alright. So, yeah. I don't know, this is important. Probably. I just don't always remember. And that's just the reality of things. Like, I can admit that. That's okay. I'm imperfect, and I can admit that I don't remember to fix the thing. Sometimes. I'm gonna stand in the light. I don't feel safe. Still don't feel safe. Feel safe when it gets here. Let's do a double check on this thing. Where am I? I don't know. I guess I'm over here. Or I'm trying to get there. I guess I'm between the guy who's walking and the thing. Alright, let's go. This seems like a great idea. I'm sure this thing is properly maintained. Totally safe. Not at all. See? Yep, nope. I know. This is all good. This is fine. Everything is fine. This is all fine. Okay, I was very much wrong about things being fine. Well, you know what? It's just faster. It's expedient. It's just the express route. Oh, it's those guys. And they don't look too happy. And I don't have my fucking flashlight. And I'm gonna... Wow. Somebody saved me. This badass.
More of them coming.
Is that Rusty? I need my flashlight. My handy dandy flashlight.
The flares will keep the bastards away.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good. But why not both? We can have both. We should do both. I'm a both. If you don't like.
You can see them too? Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Okay, so I hold R1 to use a flare.
Because that's the way the story goes. Yeah, but let's move.
Wow, you are
back there.
fun and crazy. Oh, fuck me.
Just keep that light steady on.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here.
Oh, I always... Oh, it's that one guy. It's the guy who called me a yuppie.
There was no way this was a coincidence.
It's like I knew. Like I knew he would come back. I said the word yuppie in the last one or two or something. Motherfucker. Crazy bastard.
Wait,
I'm...
You set him up, I'll knock him down, Wake.
Where's what? Do you have a gun? Cause I lost my gun. My gun. Man, it's frustrating. They give you guns, they take them away. Give you guns, they take them away. They give you guns, they take them away. It's like, I don't really want a flare. Like, I'm not gonna use a flare. I got 6 of them. Okay, use it till I need it, motherfucker. Hey, fuck you, buddy. You go ahead and shoot him. Okay, he's got. You use your bullets. Fine. I'll just. Dude, I lost. I didn't just lose my gun. Hey, dude, there's a guy. There's a guy. I'm gonna just lose my fucking gun. I lost my guns and my flare gun. Nope. Get him. Hey, dude. Please shoot them. Thank you. Hey. Did that bullet just ricochet off that motherfucker? Hey, dude. Thank you.
Lover's Peak. Right up these stairs, Wake.
I bet you don't have limited
Use the
bullets.
flares from the emergency box to hold 'em off while
But
I
you
get
have
these
unlimited balls.
Give me the gun.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen, buddy.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun.
No, he's not gonna do that.
Pull 'em off, damn it.
You're a dumbass if you think that's gonna happen. So should I? Oh, we gotta hold him back.
Get some light on those bastards. That'll keep
I do. I am. Do something, man. Do a thing. But
just a little longer. I almost got it. Okay,
shit.
it's open. Move it or lose it.
Okay, I'm going. Let's go. Get the fuck going. Fuck. Guys, back up. Might as well use my fucking shit. It's not like I'm gonna be able to keep it.
You feeling better now, Wake? All cozy
Dude.
and safe.
I'm not a fan of you. Like, yes,
Let that one go. Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
it's nice that you have a gun. And I didn't expect you to give me the gun. I don't know why he thought you would. But, I'm not a fan. Like, thank you for shooting things and probably having infinite bullets. But you're still a dick. And that doesn't mean I have to like you. I do appreciate that you're shooting things. I do wonder why the fuck you're here. But at the moment you're helping me, so it is what it is. I'm just gonna get this thermos and try not to think too hard about things, because I've already spent too much. Oh, almost killed myself. Spent too much time thinking about things too hard, because I do that. That's
This
how
is
I
it,
roll.
Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they
Damn
keep
it.
coming.
Give me the goddamn gun. They're
No,
coming.
he's gonna
Let's not
use.
just go. Get with the program, Wake.
But he's not gonna give me the gun. That's not gonna happen. All I can do is support. No, fucking axe, motherfuckers. Thank you. I really appreciate that you got that real quick. Are they coming up from? Oh fuck, that's not good. That is not good at all. Nope. None of that. Okay, let's make sure he doesn't die, because he probably will. He's probably gonna die. Kill him! Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Oh, that's... Fuck! Fuck, this is bad. I'm gonna die. Back! Back, I say! Trophy earned. And I'm dead. That's how it turned out.
flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun!
He's not gonna do that.
That's not how this goes.
Nope.
With the program.
He ain't gonna do it.